ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, TheScoreEsports.com, G2A, NVIDIA, and ESEA.
Hello and welcome back to the ESL Pro League. It's Saturday, you guys are ready for more Counter-Strike, and we are going to be bringing it to you in buckets. We've still got 4 more games to say we. I'm joined at the desk by Halvor Vendetta Gulestol.
I mean, it's getting there. It's getting there.
Is that all right?
Yeah, it's getting there.
Give it to me one more time.
Gulestol.
Gulestol.
I don't know why you add.
I do like the Italian hand as well. Gulestol. Anyway,
It's brilliant.
Anyway, we're killing time because we have got Fnatic up next on Train versus Dignitas. I hope you guys are ready for that one, and we're going to go ahead and break it down right here, right now.
Yeah, no, obviously Fnatic coming in as a massive favorite for this. Both good maps for Fnatic. Bit up and down for Dignitas. They have
Is there a bad map for Fnatic?
No, that's the thing. I guess that's kind of a redundant thing to say, really. As soon as Fnatic comes up, it's just like, well, yeah, everything's
this
a good map.
You can look really smart. It's almost the same as me saying today is today. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's pretty much it, right?
This is a good map for Fnatic. Fnatic aren't bad at this map. It's a safe one.
Fnatic are an okay team.
Yeah. Okay, so let's forget about Fnatic. You guys know about Fnatic. You know those names. You know, we've seen how well they've blossomed despite a kind of a rather jarring roster change about a few months ago. We have to be quick, though, and talk about Dignitas in quick summary and expectations for this map. About 30 seconds. Can we analyze an entire game in 20 seconds? I hear you ask. Go.
Okay, so Dignitas obviously going to have control over the CT side. Need to make sure that on their T side, they don't get stuck into basically doing the same thing. So they have to actually mix things up, keep Fnatic honest so they can't stack bomb sites, all that good stuff. Also have to be worried about the aggression coming out of Fnatic, because when Fnatic ever feels like they're playing a lesser opponent, which is pretty much everyone for them, they're going to go extremely aggressive. We saw it happen to Mouse on Cash, where JW pretty much just runs wherever he wants to, and happen on Dusty for the better part of it as well. So it's on Dignitas to kind of stop that and make Fnatic respect them.
Saying that, and especially on Train, I have a real memory of JW like pushing Pop Dog with an AWP on CT side, like these ridiculous things where you're just like,
things don't make sense.
Why, JW? Why? That's not something you can hold with an AWP, but he does, and that's a really good point. So keep your eyes on that one. Fnatic, expecting them to play to the level of their opponent, try and play these very aggressive style of play, and going up against them is the Danes. Dignitas in dire need of a win. Did pick up a surprising win on Overpass versus Na'Vi last week. So many days it's blurred into one, but it's time for the game already, guys. The first of these 2 best of ones clashing right now. It's going to be Train, and your casters for this one is Pansy and Uber. Take it away, you two.
Thank you very much, guys. A nice succinct analysis there from Halvor. I could almost see the Shepherd's cane just like going near his neck to pull him off screen as he finished that up there, but he got it done, and pretty solid there as well. Train is going to be 2 customs here, of course, for these 2. And like you said, no real bad map for Fnatic. This one, in past month, probably not their best. Overpass they're 6-0, by the way. But this one, 3-2. And yes, JW, I mean, we've seen nutty stuff from Chris J already. Almost makes us think of JW when we see it, but now we get to see the genuine article.
I think of Chris, JW just all the time. It's like anyone with an AWP, it's like, JW.
Like, that can lead to some disappointing feelings, though, I guess.
Oh, yeah, he just like leaps to stab in the back. All right, so at least Dig get off to the best start they could hope for in this one by getting the sideways. So I think, as Halvor said, if they were, let's say, on the T side in this one, which they're not, it'd be expecting the Fnatic aggression on the CT side. So I want Dig to kind of embrace that. Now, the one thing I want to be looking at is how Config plays this, because I haven't seen Dig on Train for a little while, and I can't recall if he plays the solo side. He's normally like the positions where you see like your Zipnix or your Crim, so that would be sitting on B here. And it might be the same on this one, but I think he's very hit and miss in some of these spots, and I kind of hope he's not playing those roles, because I actually like him with a little bit more freedom to really perform. So we are into this one. It'll be Fnatic on the T side and on the CT side Dig, and we've got, well, pretty much all armor all over the place. 0 smoke, 0 flashes, 0 utility, and they are just going to go for that choo-choo train to B.
It's going to be stand and deliver. It's going to be like the old wartime. You just stand in a line and you just fire at each other.
I thought you were going for a bit of Adam and the Ants then, stand and deliver.
Not quite, but could have gone that way. Dignitas haven't played Pro League for a week as well, so they've got a little bit of a break. They've been playing a bit of CEVO, where they played Train, actually, against NDD and FM Esports and beat them both. But their last outing in the Pro League on this map was 16-8 for NIP.
But this is a good beginning for them. They've got a lot of players down here, and actually Tensky doing some serious damage, even though he's so low. This means that Crims and Olaf can still do something with this, and Crims just going to go straight up aggressive. Now he's been spotted in our position. He needs support here, and there comes Olaf, and here comes more kills. It's down to Olaf. He has no bullets left. He's got 9, tell a lie. And he tries to go for a little bit of a Glock spray up, but didn't really go too well. And actually Dig, very well handled, keeping themselves at quite a long distance. Considering they have the USPSs, it makes a lot of sense. And without the utility, Fnatic just kind of have to deal with the losses to get towards the site. However, they do get a plant, which is actually very important.
Pressuring B while keeping Fnatic at arm's length and put them in some tricky situations. Crim's able to get a couple lazy taps with his Glock back in that one, but unfortunately it was only the low health people he picked off, and then he had to deal with the rest of Dignitas here. So they're looking all right there. Let's hope that they've had a nice little break from Pro League, ready to come back at it. They're in 8th place right now. 3 wins and 5 losses. So they played less games than most teams in the league here. And let's see them now start to stack them up here as well. Fnatic as well, coming off Katowice, have had a break themselves. They did play Pro League last week, which we saw against Mouse Sports. Went a bit wrong, but there's Dennis now opening up towards Rubino, and now Tensky has to step up, and they're pressuring Ivy pretty heavily here. Maybe just for that initial frag, as we now see a couple players head back up towards Tunnels.
This is good already. Lucky, I guess, for Dignitas that gun isn't really recoverable unless they overwhelm down by Ivy, but MSL's found Olaf trying to lurk over by B to create an opportunity. Tensky denies the pickup of the prior weapon, which was that FAMAS that he's now going to be kind of coveting with his life. But the 2 remaining players for Fnatic are on this B site, and MSL is just going to try and deny the plant. He actually falls, so that gun is possibly recoverable, and another plant for Fnatic. Again, very important at this point due to the minimal investment into this round with the P250s. And Config doesn't have to deal with Dennis then. It was Tensky who catches him back, and Crim's going to try and be a turret. Doesn't go too well against the Rockets. Yeah,
like you said, Fnatic don't force into this one. They don't, well, not in a big way anyway. Not much utility. Get 2 kills, get the bomb plant down. So you're gonna see Zate. You're gonna say value after that one. What the heck is going on? I literally was caught in a loop of one simple word. They got value, all right?
I thought you were saying CZ in a really weird way.
I don't even know what I was saying. I've developed a speech impediment between these 2 games.
It's because you watched Alex with the weird pronunciation on
Oh, God.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the problem though with Scandinavian names and stuff like that. They pronounce that as differently. Like I in Swedish, you try and pronounce the letter I, they say it really weird. So it's really hard to replicate a lot of their names and stuff. So
speaking of Swedes, Olaf Meister on the AWP here sees his shoulder, and that's all he needs for the shot. Config gets picked up and punished for a little bit of aggression as Flusher is already out on train 1, and this is going to be a bit of a fast hit here, already swarming that outer bomb site. And this is going to be a tough one for Dignitas to keep hold of.
Rubino now being pretty much locked out from that area. And he's forced to just sit back now towards Ivy. Dennis is actually going to take down MSL. Rubino now at least can get back in towards a fight. I think there was someone pressing in towards him, and Flusher will be the next to step up to the plate. Rubino, timing not on his side, goes for the reload. Unfortunately, lets his guard down. And this is Fnatic now fighting back. Minimal investments in that second round. Gives them the money to really start to put the thumb screws in. And Kirby is on his own.
Kirby's kind of screwed in this, and is trying just to keep hold of the gun more than anything, but Crims is already hunting for it. I don't know if he's going to be able to spot him out in time. Kirby's probably going to be able to keep hold of this. I don't see anyone close enough, really, unless Crims, has the brilliant insight, and actually it's got a good idea. Now Kirby shows himself. GW's going to take a bit of a whack at it as well. No, Kirby has enough of that. Doesn't want to give up the gun. Going to play it relatively safe and just stick it out for the next round. But yeah, gotta say, great take from Fnatic, and such aggression from Flusher then just to push straight out of train 1. No messing around, straight into it. And Dig are going to try and force buy around this, so they're going to just invest straight up. Got some CZs, Deagles, or Sizes as you're calling it.
CZ?
Trying it's when you're trying to pronounce something
else. God. I wasn't pronouncing that. I don't know what I was saying. Let's just move past that.
Never. If someone can just, odd shot that and send it to me, I'm really happy. But Fnatic going straight in the aggression, but as is MSL, this could be great. He actually catches that one, but trades it. Well, doesn't even trade, but Crims just covers off MSL, basically. That's really well done. And Olaf gets to just stay alive. Kievi's punished them with the double aggression by B, and actually did go try and be aggressive with this limited utility. Look at this. Big is right amongst them, and he lined it up so well. Thought JW didn't understand or didn't see where he was in the smoke. That means a Digger down to 2.
Rubino getting used to this situation now. Again, Fnatic choose not to pressure Ivy and just lock him out of that A site. Kirby forced to rotate in from B here, so Fnatic already with the plant down, 4 players up. And they've hardly really taken a whole lot of damage. Remember, Olaf Meister down a half, and that was because of that pressure early on with the Mag 7. Didn't work out. So now Dignitas have to play this from very back and longer angles, which is not ideal for Rubino, who's nothing but a CZ. CZ.
Nice. Good stuff from JW. Going to get the gun away from Kievi. And Rabino's kind of in the middle of nowhere, and he will get to stay alive probably if he just exits out by Ivy, not all the way. He does have armor, so I guess a worthwhile save at this point. But the point being, Fnatic are just kind of walking out, which is the worrying part. It's not even that they're doing some beautiful take. It's them being aggressive and confident in the fights, and it's working out really well. So now the money this time is going to be very low for Dignitas, as they did go for the investment last time, and I'm wondering if they're going to do it again. Probably not.
The last time these two teams actually played each other was last year in the Fragby Masters finals, and I think Dignitas got 8 rounds over 2 maps against them. So Fnatic obviously dominant then, as they are now. Dignitas now going to try and fight back here. Still a bit of a weird buy. They've got a M4 and CZ's really much no armor here as well. So Fnatic should be able to lock them out here, but still those smokes are going to be used by Dignitas early. They're going to try and gain some position here, but Fnatic actually seem happy enough to leave A and make their way towards B.
Again, they're leaving Flusher here just to keep people present, which is actually doing very well. 4 players. Dignitas yet to cheat someone over towards B to support MSL, but with such little to work with, I guess you're just going to try and put all your eggs in one basket and hope that it's the right place. And Flusher's going to be challenged out, but the push will now begin. And that's the important one. JW finding MSL means the B side's open. Tensky took the rotate already, so he might get the drop towards Dennis, possibly. But actually, JW's going to be checking for it a little bit here, and Dennis doesn't even need the help, meaning that the 2 guns left in the hands might just be saved here, as it looks already, as that may be the case.
Yeah, we see Kirby managing to get himself an AK-47 off the body of Flusher. It's unlikely he's going to risk that one, although Olaf potentially may have run into Dignitas player there as well. Reasonable for Config to try for something here, but again, there's not really much action going to be coming his way. He's over towards the A side and isn't going to have company for the time being here. So Dignitas, yep, going for what's it, a 2-gun save plus Config. And Fnatic just cleaning that one straight through, only losing Flusher there as well. So that's them really breaking back there as well. And remember, they played a conservative second round, didn't buy anything up. The third round just smashed Dignitas now. So they are looking solid. The foundation for a very, very strong bank is being built up already, but now Dignitas able to get an AWP into the hands of Rubino. And they have rifles, except for Kirby, actually, who should have one as well. Actually, yes, he got the AK from last round.
Okay. Let's take this afresh. MSL has been the one kind of playing the solo B side, which is kind of different to the other way they play these rounds. But JW, again, straight out. Look at this play. Nothing's holding him back. No one's taking that quick peek. So it means that they can get out towards train 1, play a little bit around it. But again, the wall of smoke's still in place. Tensky's watching the push out. Will catch Olafmeister on the step out there. But Dennis tries to avenge. Not going to get it. Tensky, being a bit of a big player right now for the CT side, going to back out of the same spot, go up towards Heaven at this point, and just try and play Overwatch here and watch those pushes towards site, as Fnatic is still trying to pressure this point.
Tensky just waiting for a head to show itself there. It was Flusher who thought about the peak, but is flashed pretty quickly and gives some ground up. And Dignitas looking solid. Flusher has the bomb still as well, and he's still committed to A, essentially, here. I guess getting out of A might be pretty dangerous as well, but there's Flusher on towards Config. Kirby, though, does find Crimson. He gets himself up on towards the train. And Fnatic still seem to be doggedly committed towards this A here. Flusher going to be spotted out there as well. Tensky up in Heaven and out before Flusher could even really respond. It was Tensky to pick him up. But JW with the AWP. E-box. Cheeky little shot towards Kirby there. No scope required. Be a nade across the top there as well. Let's see what the Wizard can do for a series. Managed to spot that player out. Only takes a small amount of health for that peak.
He should know roughly where they both are now as well, which is scary. Anyone but JW I wouldn't really give this credit to, but that's 2. And now MSL up against JW in a 1v1, 20 seconds! And MSL takes the ballsiest shot of his life then to swing out on JW. But it does work, he keeps the AWP. Now 3-3, gonna drop that over to Rubino, but my god, that was brave. And what a situation though, that was what, 4v2?
Yep.
Jesus.
A very, well, I mean, JW threw that flash quite high as well, so it was a very slight blind on towards his opponent there as well, and by the time he peaked, he was able to see. So that was Dignitas bringing that round back here as well. It's 3 apiece here after Dignitas did win the pistol out. And now this is where JW's been enjoying sitting recently. Olafmeister, sorry. But this time he's actually going in towards that B side. He snuck past as well, cheeky. MSL now has to play catch-up, and Olafmeister just turns on him, easy as you like, and that B side, only Kirby is there. And Config now is the last man on A after Robinho gets rolled over the top of there by Ivy. But Config still sets himself up in a corner, gets himself the AWP from JW, but doesn't make the shot there. It's going to be Dennis coming around the corner, and it's Kirby on his own. The bomb will go to A.
And that was so sick from Olaf. Expecting the push coming out then as well, just holding the angle, like, get absolutely messed up then. And now Kiebi, you know, at this point, it's can I stay alive? Can I cost them anything? Because winning this round is out of the question. So he's going to try and get the better rifle. Smokes out the corner. I'm going to just try and set up somewhere, get a nice little camp going and just chill out and try and weather the storm, however, lurking just above him. The Zoloft Meister, and that is the one person you don't want to be meeting. And now Fnatic starting to look on the T side, and again, T side train is the topic that I keep going back to, and I think I asked Moses about this, and I was like, how CT sided is this map overall? Because more and more often now, yeah, it's like more and more often I'm seeing teams on the T side actually picking up some good rounds. It started with like Na'Vi doing really well. I was like, no, that's just Na'Vi. Then everyone else started to catch up on it. I was like, oh, okay, this can still be a pretty sick map for T's. You can't get away with just saying, oh, it's alright, it's a CT side map. No, it's actually becoming a little bit more even than that.
Yeah, and actually last week, on average, we saw things skewed more in the T-side direction. There's JW. Config tries his luck. Unfortunately, luck not being on his side this time. It's just a quick flick of the wrist, of course. And the Wonder Child makes it another frag for him. It's Tensky up on top of the trains as well. And Dignitas just taking gambits here, looking for any sort of kills that they can get. But Fnatic going to have to get up a little bit earlier than that to catch them out. But Tensky does find the head of Flush. He's going to be caught from behind, though. And MSL sitting well back here, making his way in the direction of Ivy. So a good grenade to spot him out there, and Crims just finishes him off.
And Fnatic are just powering right now. It's like, I don't know, they just seem to take so many aggressive fights. And again, this is the thing, you have to kind of bring Fnatic down to a more normal level when you play against them. It's like, you've got to make them respect you at some point, otherwise they'll keep doing this. It's all very good and well saying, okay, well, we've got an idea of how Fnatic plays. Well, Fnatic don't even, have a style when they're in this mode. So they're just like, okay, well, let's just push out, take the fights, and see if it works. Okay, if it doesn't, then we can fall back to other stuff. It was JW who said it, at some points during Barcelona when they were running out of ideas, they just went back to the point of, well, let's just play Puggy and see how it works, because we're getting outdone. And again, rinse and repeat stuff here. Fnatic taking just straight up man fights and straight up winning them.
The thing is about Fnatic playing a no-respect kind of play, you need to punish them for that, right?
Yep.
It's actually really, really hard to punish a team for playing no respect against you when you're not feeling confident as well, because you need to pretty much play no respect towards them, because you can't predict what someone's going to do.
Yep.
You can't predict JW to come bouncy around the corner and take your head off. You need, there's not something you can prepare for. You just need to try and, I guess, apply the same approach as they do. Then you make an honest team out of Fnatic, and then they might sort of play in that way that you sort of said, maybe bring them down or bring them to your level and beat them at your game. But that's Rubino there, at least catches Olofmeister. A lot of smokes on A, but no commitment from Fnatic as Rubino actually takes a second out of the equation.
This could be nice as well for MSL. He's in a really nice spot there, but it's a one and done position, so at least they know where the bomb is and where the remaining players are. So Dig can kind of get over here pretty quick, but JW already watching that rotate. He's going to catch out Kiebi pretty carelessly, and now the bomb has been collected by JW. Dennis is already down by the trains, and Dig are now getting worried, like, well, we only saw one here. Where's the other gone? But now Dennis has the perfect angle for this.
Yeah, and they're not going to expect Dennis to be here, really, I don't think. With JW making such a slow, leisurely push down, they're not expecting Fnatic to really have committed heavily to that site just yet, but the bomb planted down. Dennis is up close and personal as well. If he can get towards Outback and pick some people off, this could be devastating, and he does. Rubino falls down now, of course. Doesn't want to trade into this one. Dennis needs to stay alive, and he cleverly avoids that fight.
Yeah, this is really nice stuff from Fnatic. 2v2 now. JW spots another on the cross. Did get flashed out on it, but Dennis is just buying time, trying to single them out to allow JW the chance, and there it is. Perfect coordination between the two. And the two remainers, it was 2v5, I guess, in theory, if you count the first kill coming in. Can you stop Fnatic, guys? Dignitas, please. Please.
Dennis being up so deep on that B site was very, very important for Fnatic. Being able to catch so many people out, and in the ensuing chaos is when JW put the bomb down. And you can see there, money starting to build up there. It's pretty darn good for Fnatic right now. JW with over 10k, and he starts off nicely with a tag on towards Config. And this is what happens when JW starts to feel that confidence. You let him off the chain, he starts to get into a rhythm, and he's definitely a player to be feared above all.
Yeah, though, gonna take out Olaf at least. There's a little bit of silver lining. Dennis can't work out a ladder, so there's a second. You gotta find the simple things when you're against Fnatic, and that may be one of them. And now MSL going to walk into the vice that is Crims, crushes him as soon as he tries to make the play. But Config's over here early, so I guess there's that silver lining, but no shot's going to come out from Kiebi after the first. Config just going to ball in and actually finds one, so going to get the AWP down, but Dennis getting taken low. Deagle doing some work there from Tensky, but this is all for nothing as again, Fnatic just constantly building. And the amount of plants they're getting as well, it's like that money is just set in stone here.
And they're just trading into these bomb sites really effectively. Quite simply, Fnatic are losing 1 or 2 players, and they're getting 2 players per 1 player lost, right? Really bad, maybe way to put it for you guys, but it's
really
it's just efficient trading into these sites. They're not saying we're just going to sit outside and try and pick you guys away. They're just like, let's go. We might lose some players, but there's always going to be 1, 2 guys there for the refrag. It's that simple.
But this is just Fnatic as a whole, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like, see, if you ever see Fnatic not trading effectively, it's like a bit of rarity. And now Dennis has been let loose, and Dennis is ripping him apart. That's 3 kills. What was that?
Against Dignitas' buy as well as devastating.
This is a full buy. This is the best they've been able to muster in a while. And now just holds the angle, expecting a player to try to get to train 1 down by Ivy and MSL. Jeez, Dennis. Dennis having a big game too. Like everyone puts him in this, you know, he's a sick pistol player, which he is. But he's not doing too badly even in full buys. He's leading the way at the moment. And look at this. No one checking it right now. Yeah,
I don't understand that. Normally Config actually is up in this position, or at least pushed further forward towards tunnels. So don't know what he's doing. Maybe bird watching or something like that, or watching another spot, which is more likely. But still, the fact that you can sneak yourself up there, yeah, I mean, you're going to get 3 kills. It's as simple as that. And managing to hit towards Rubino first of all, definitely painful for Dignitas. And they're going to force this.
They are. Rubino better be ready. 3 players now coming his way. He gets down 2, really well handled. Gonna try and go for the cheeky pop flash, but it's Tensky who has to be the one to stop the final player. But the bomb's now down. They know where that is. So these 2 remaining players gonna be toyed with a little, but you don't want to toy with JW, especially when he was hitting shots like that. But he misses the imperative one towards Kiebi, which does give finally Dig a lockdown in this, which felt like a long time in making. But Flusher still pop flashes through, and he even tagged up Tensky. But no, Dig will keep hold of the round, and again, keeping rounds on the board, but they are not clean and they are not pretty.
No, and their money is never going to really hit a stable point for the rest of the half. That's the reality of it. 2 rounds left, and Fnatic now, of course, can buy straight back into this with absolutely no worries at all. That last little spree of rounds, more impactful than maybe it looks on the outside. 6 in a row, and now Dignitas as well. Bit of a cobbled together buy. Rubino has no utility to work with here. Still an AWP though, so that is something. Flusher will be the first to step up and test. Now Rubino sat a little bit further back here instead of far forward, which is where Dennis kind of caught him out before. So now Rubino can actually watch straight down that train line. And it's an unexpected push along that wall that Dennis pulled out, but you've got to be ready for it.
And Kiebi actually playing on B early this time, so it's 3 players towards A, 2 on B. Normally it's MSL soloing for quite some time until he at least sees a fully present team, and it scares me when Olaf does these things, because out of all the players to hit shots like that, it'd probably be him, but no one going to really provide it. Kiebi might go onto that train, so you've got to be careful because you can boost over and see it really easily. And this is now scary because there you have it. Olaf smashing down Kiebi. The one time he was supporting on that B site just gets punished so badly. And now Config has to rotate, and now A looks really rather vulnerable.
And so does B for that matter. Now it's Rubino's has to watch Ivy whilst Tensky watches in towards the tunnel. And he's on 8 points of health here as well. So Dignitas now, hole starting to appear, fraying at the seams, and then Flash is able to get the quick turn as well towards Tensky. He had such a small amount of health left, he was about to go down. Rubino at least able to peek out, take down Crims, and he get a second there as well towards Olafmeister. So yeah, the sole Norwegian here definitely keeping Dignitas in this one. Whether he's dragging them kicking or screaming or not, it's another question. It's just Config at MSL now, and it's going to boost Config up on towards the ticket booth. And an opportunity here as well. This was the new hotness for CTs when the smokes came, when people learned how to smoke on T-side on this map. And MSL does get Dennis. Now Flusher though, going to try and jump up and get the peak. And not many shots going on towards Config there, but they'll still have a bomb plant and have a 2v2. Again, another reboost for Config. He actually gets a frag, and now JW has to spray down on these 2 as well. But it's MSL waiting around the corner to give JW his just desserts, and the defuse will come in.
Yeah, nicely done. A little surprise if did Config just shoot that away from MSL then? But the defuse comes in. But a little bit weird from JW to get that close. Like he knew there'd be 2 players there boosting, so he's just like, I'll just see if I can maybe do like a cheeky spray, I guess, or something.
But why is it everything from JW was cheeky this, cheeky that? You know what I mean?
Cheeky as hell.
It's he didn't want to sit back on that one.
All right, he's got a cheeky AWP, and I want to sit with him. All right.
Oh.
Let's see what he can do. No,
Did Dennis just spy with us? Yeah, Dennis did.
Here we go.
Look at
he got the double AWP. All right.
No,
we got
that.
an AUG. Sweet. This is my least favorite gun in the world. Okay. I don't know who to watch now.
SG 553,
all right.
brilliant.
Hold on. plays. It's not happening.
Oh, Crims falls. Tensky picks him up, and there's Dennis. SG doing some work. And JW at the moment solo pushing on towards B. He's still drawn. MSL and KLB might actually hook around back towards A, so this works well. Fnatic have in the locale at 3v1.
They're so good at pulling players to the wrong sides. This is another really impressive factor. Of course, they have a player advantage, but now MSL has to do some serious damage. But it's Dennis again, the SSG king at this point, and a cheeky pick from JW.
Cheeky this, cheeky that. JW gets a shot, and Rubino again able to pick off a few frags. The problem is that when Rubino's getting these picks here, they don't always seem to be super impactful in the scheme of the round. Yes, he's getting picks, but often Fnatic's already on a side, or they've already got a massive 5v2 advantage or something like that. So Rubino now really has to put his nose to the grindstone here, but JW is going to hear him coming across. He's going to pick him off, and 10-5 at half-time. That was Fnatic's T-side really starting to explode after a couple of weird rounds, of course. Fnatic won the third after saving that second, and then very, very tough for Dignitas to bring it back.
And, well, for Dig, they need the pistol. Like, flat out need this pistol, if I'm honest, or at least to turn the second or something like that, because Fnatic, the one thing I would say is that they're so good at building such strong economies. Like, I remember speaking back in the day to people like having to face off against NIP when they were on that ridiculous streak, and it was the fact that no one could ever break NIP's bank. They were very good at accumulating it and kind of never letting it be broken. And they'd always break the opponents, and that's become a very Fnatic-esque thing, where they keep very good control of it, and it's become such a relentless factor that most teams can't get past it. So for Dig, what is this play for Dig? Okay, so 4 players with utility, 2 with upgraded P250s, and just Rubino with armor. So this is going to be a set piece towards A.
Yep. I'm going to get those smokes in on towards the side. And Config actually already in position of Pop Dog, and actually will probably press his way forward in a moment now. And here it is, 2 smokes, 3 over on towards A. So Flush is cut off, and JW is going to have a smoke in front of him. And MSL is going to try and use this opportunity to press on in. JW, though, takes down Tensky. And then MSL will go for the plant. Yeah,
problem being JW was up above in heaven, so he still had a really good angle on that, at least catching out one. But now, oh, MSL, sneaky as you like, but he does get spotted in the end. JW's going to be flashed up, pushed away. MSL tries to take the fight, but Olaf Meister covers his teammates back, and there's JW again doing the damage, leaving just Kierby alive. 1v3 now. Bombs planted, and Olaf just exterminating them. Jeez almighty. Well...
And look at what JW's margin of error was right there. Jumps out the window like Batman, misses the shot, gets flashed, has to back away from peeking the corner, and Dennis is still there to get the pick up as well. There's always someone there for them as well in that situation. So JW is enabled to make these plays because of his teammates always ready to back him up. That's really important there as well. Flashed, pulled away, and well, MSL never had a chance. It was Olaf.
Dig clean as anything eco. Now this is the problem, right? So this will be 12-5, and Fnatic's money's going to be pretty sick. And oh god, who's running in here with UMP? Is it Olaf? Olaf and JW. This is going to get painful. The spray down comes in, and there it is. This is a slaughterhouse. Olaf going to go for the USPS. Config, get the knife out. Can't get it done. And gets sent packing. Olaf with 4, JW with 1, and 12-5.
Good money for Fnatic after that one, and that's going to break Dignitas' spirit there as well. The back's not broken yet. There's still a chance for them to push back on this one, but again, Olaf Meister there as well, just mowing them down. And yeah, again, Fnatic pushing close up on B, almost anticipating a bit of a stack from Dignitas pushing forward and spraying through smoke. It's easier than shooting fish in a barrel now, and Flush is going to move up to smoke over towards that tunnel as per usual. He's going to go in towards Pop Dog, and Kierby didn't even have a moment to react there. As soon as he hit the ground, he was dead.
Okay, but Dignitas could try and respond really quickly to get a frag back, but that's going to be that Dennis is kind of pinched it in with his back to the wall down by Ivy, so Crims instantly adjusts to try and support him, but doesn't get it. So the train of Dignitas kind of like barreling through has finally come to a halt because of basically Dennis. Rubino was late to being able to pressure him down by Ivy. You can see that the rest of the team's pretty frustrated with that, because it's now a 2v2, and Fnatic normally come alive in these.
Fnatic didn't realize how far down the other side of A Dignitas had pushed. That was what caught out Crims there.
JW could see them both.
Doesn't matter, because Flush is there at least to get the work done in the end. A little bit close. I think Rubino, he tagged up MSL, so that's not ideal. And that's rough. That was Dignitas' buy. That was their big shot on now. Fnatic look to just close this one out. Triple AWP coming in for them. We've seen crazier things. I think back to the 5 AWPs Dust 2 extravaganza.
Or SGs.
Yep. I remember that one too.
Ah, Fnatic. And it's like Dig just... we got Deagles, guys, come on, we can do this. We can do this. And I just don't believe. Mitch, I just don't believe. Dennis going to get the first there with the AWP. Players pushing out pop. Conflict's going to find Dennis, but at this moment, the Ops can keep everyone at range. And even though the Deagles are pretty deadly, you're probably not going to outdo an AWP at this point.
Dennis has fallen to one of those, and there's Kirby as well. But JW is always going to be there in the shadows to pick up that kill. And it's Tensky now to come around towards Ivy. No one from Fnatic specifically watching that now. They actually just double flashed over towards A tunnels. JW can just scoot over towards Ivy and get the pick up there. It's 14-5. And yes, Dignitas, of course, having lost a whole ton of rounds so far. They'll be able to buy up here. No AWP for them. Still a bit of utility to be going on with. They've got those 3 Molotovs there as well. It's just a matter of them being able to get off the starting line in this round. Once they get going, it seems to be pretty good, but they always need shut down in the first 20 to 30 seconds, and that definitely their target time of round to work on.
Okay, so we've got 2 splitting down Ivy, which is Tensky and Rubino, but look at JW and Dennis. They're doing just the same thing. Probably maybe a stack. No, actually good flash from Dignitas. Going to mean that they're a little bit hindered here, and JW, if he smokes it, he'll give away the game. So he goes and tries to make the pick, but that goes pretty poorly as Tensky will punish. And now Olaf trying to flex through towards B tunnels. Doesn't work out either. So actually, finally did get the advantage. Now they're in the 3v5. They should not lose this round.
And the 2 AWP players as well, having lost their weapons. JW and Olaf both down. So just the M4 plays here. Crims will be able to catch Config there. An aggressive push on B, but Crims is traded in. He drops, and it's MSL has control of that site. This forces Flusher now to rotate through. Dennis is left back over towards A in the back tunnels here. And Kirby is at his leisure to decide where he wants to take this bomb. Will he work with Tensky and Rubino through? They still have Dennis to get past. And Kirby inching his way on towards this site. Flusher now correctly reading this and rotating over, but Kirby will already be in position to plant the bomb. Before Flusher can respond, he's playing this one very safely, as is Dennis. 2v4, definitely a possibility. It's going to be hard from these positions.
But he knows, and that's such a big thing. But will they expect Flusher here so quick? Probably not. And naturally, Flusher gets one, but he gets spotted out by the second. So not be able to do too much from this angle unless he takes a really quick kill, which he does. Kirby goes down, and now it's a 1v2. He knows where Tensky is as well. Pulp Flash comes out, gonna turn it, but he can't take the fight. Tensky is there. And even though it's flashed up, Dignitas do get the round after 2 very imperative and important opening kills.
Yeah, Tensky got most of the damage down before the flash really hit. His timing was good on the push. And now 14-6, and Dignitas are making this into slightly more of a respectable total. They're going to need a little bit more than that, though. Now, Fnatic have actually had to go towards double scout here as well, so sensible with their money, I'd like to think, but they have only got a little bit to work with here. Flusher gets an M4, and so does JW. The double scout, it's going to have to do for now.
I wouldn't doubt it. But then, there you go. Dennis finds one.
Rubino got smashed in Ivy just then. That was ridiculous.
Ooh. Little pop flash. Perfect pop flash as well. Not going to get anything from it. JW will, though, finding config, but will they expect MSL being here to support? JW's locked off one angle, so maybe Olaf's going to take the fight on this.
Not like this, Dignitas.
And he is taking the fight on this, and look at it, there we go. Olaf's found MSL, he's going to get the gun upgrade. Kirby's there trying to trade it out, but the tag comes in, and Olaf is still alive. JW there with him, and there we have it. Olaf gets another, leaving just Tensky alive, and as you said, not like this is exactly how this round's gone down.
Yeah, it's going to be a really weird force for Dignitas in the next round, of course, after being reset. So Fnatic should be able to take this one away pretty comfortably, but Tensky has other ideas. He's going to be pushing straight into this one. Dennis waiting around the corner, and there will be Flusher watching him from over on the A side as well. Tensky finds the head of Dennis, and he's going to pop flash himself correctly over towards that A. At least gets across the gap into the breach one more time for Tensky to keep his team in it. And JW is unfortunately going to crush that dream. 15-6 now. And yeah, losing so much so early in that round to such a little financial investment for Fnatic. It's not even that people don't break their bank, it's that Fnatic can make things happen with stuff all.
Yes,
even Crims going auto-shotty here as well.
Yes.
To illustrate my point further.
Very excited to see this work. I believe in him.
It's got to be like this, doesn't it?
Does he go pop?
Yeah. Surely.
Okay, he's going to be around the back of them. Olaf's going to line them up. So Crims lurking like a crocodile in back. He's going to be run behind them here. JW slowing them down. And here comes the auto shotty right in the back. And 1 kill only comes from he spots out Tensky, now left in a 1v3. This is probably all but done here, and Crims, of course, to finish it off with the auto shotgun.
Finds the head, gets it done. Fnatic are going to take that one away, 16-6, and yeah, not a close one by any stretch of the imagination, ladies and gentlemen. Fnatic looking pretty comfortable there on train, and that's probably the weaker of these two maps that we're going to be seeing tonight in terms of, yeah, well, we can't really say it's a weak map, you know.
No.
Yeah, it's going to be rough going on towards Overpass there as well, but pretty succinctly, Lauren, I think as Dignitas very much struggled to get past that first proper buy from Fnatic.
Yeah, Fnatic just kind of got on a roll. They were aggressive, and Dignitas never tamed them. They never made them humble. They never made them play that maybe more standard style that could have a chance in. So it's all about map 2 now.
There are many ways to make someone humble, quoting myself from earlier on tonight. Let's see if Dignitas can possibly do that. It wouldn't be the first time we've seen a split series for Fnatic, but let's pass it over now to our desk, gentlemen. Give us some juicy, spicy analysis.
Juicy and spicy. How does that work? I don't know anything that's both juicy and spicy at the same time. Maybe like a fresh chili. That's kind of juicy.
Yeah, I guess it eventually becomes juicy when your mouth starts to water.
Yeah, and eyes and every other orifice. Yeah, that's the power of the chili. But thanks very much for that handoff, Mitch. What I do need to address is that sometimes analysing these games can be difficult. I'm standing with Halvor and we're like, well, that's just Fnatic things. Dignitas were looking a little weak. I think my main kind of draw from that map was, oh, Rubino's AWPing. That was kind of my main eyebrow raise.
Yeah, and that was, I think we both raised our eyebrows from that. We've seen him do it once he joined Dignitas at the beginning. He would be the secondary AWPer to MSL.
Yeah.
That type of thing, but never really see him taking it firsthand. This time around, he actually does it for the better of the game, and you know, he's a capable AWPer, but still. The game was so chaotic that it's not really going to be easy to have an impact in any case. You saw one round where we managed to pick up 2 frags, and it eventually leads into a round for Dignitas, but for the most part, it's pretty much Fnatic setting the tempo of the game, pushing out into TR quickly. Dennis had an amazing T-half and opened up pretty much everywhere he went. And for Dignitas, that was kind of the #1 goal. That's the first step they have to cross or make happen in order to kind of tame the Fnatic beast, and they didn't do that. So kind of stompy. I think Crims auto-shotty by at the end. They're kind of... It gives you a pretty picture of how that game turned out.
It does always sometimes feel like It does always sometimes... That's like literally an oxymoron. We try again. It does always feel like with Fnatic, you kind of have to earn their respect in every single map. Like, I mean, coming into that one, there was zero respect from Fnatic. You could see that in their play. Like, they were very much just letting Dignitas come to them on their CT side. However, there was a lot of this aggressive. You saw that. Where's that shotty going? Oh, yeah, probably Pop Dog. Yeah. There he goes. He's behind them. Magical stuff, as always, from Fnatic. But this poses the question in coming into Overpass, because that is going to be our next map. And Dignitas, we saw this whole story unfold where they got trashed on Overpass against Na'Vi. Now they've played it against G2 and won it. Now they have to play Fnatic. If they hadn't strategized Overpass too heavily, now they're definitely going to have to, because they've played 3 top-tier teams back-to-back on this very map, and we're going to be analyzing it straight after our break, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back to see if Dignitas can redeem themselves after a very flimsy train.